Hello everyone, how is everyone doing? It is MessYourself here. Today we are back reacting to Story Booth animations yet again. You guys love my Story Booth animation videos, and because Story Booth is such an amazing, beautiful channel, I love this channel. I love that they exist. I love what they do on their channel. They make such amazing videos. If you guys don't know, alright, they're a channel which take like basically children's stories and then they animate them, and they have like really good messages which they portray, you know what, and that's why I love making these videos, okay, because I get to talk about serious topics, alright, and give my advice and my opinions on it, okay. So if you guys haven't seen Story Booth before, go in the description right now, subscribe to their channel, check them out, alright. This is probably going to be the last video I'm making on Story Booth, okay, because to be honest, I've watched too many of their videos already. Alright, now the first animation we're going to be watching is I survived the war, but we lost my sister. Now, in today's video, we're going to be focusing on like sadder animations, okay, and you know, I'm not going to be as funny on this one, alright, because you know, this sounds like horrible. Alright, I really want to see what happened.
Hi, my name is Zara.
Oh.
My dad is from England and my mum is from Iraq, and I was born in England.
Cool.
When I was about 7 years old, my mum was like, hey, maybe we should go to Iraq. I've not seen my family in so long, so maybe we should pay them a visit and maybe we could stay there for a while.
Whoa.
My dad was like, no, are you out of your mind? Like, that's where the war is going on. My mum was like, yeah, well, that's where I was born, that's where I was raised.
Oh, no.
So my dad family agrees, and me, my mum, my dad, and my sisters and brothers went there.
Oh, okay.
Everything was fine until I was about 9 years old.
No.
I remember it was about 4 a.m.
No.
And then I was woken up to the sound of screams and crying, and I was like, what's going on?
No.
This isn't right. So I decided to look out my window and I see fire. I see a building on fire. I rush to my mom's room and I grab her by the hand. I rush back to my room and I show her the fire. She screamed and she woke everyone up, and she was having a panic attack.
Oh no!
Soon enough we realised that our city has been attacked.
Yeah. Man, we are so lucky that we don't live in places where there's conflict in the world, man. Like, there is wars going on around the world right now, which you probably have no idea that is going on, okay? You're just completely oblivious, man. Man, it sucks, and it really does suck.
About a few weeks later, we were running low on supplies because we'd been in the house the full time trying to avoid the war.
They spent weeks in their house because they were so afraid to leave just in case anything would happen. Oh my god, that must be so terrifying, just being trapped in your own home like that.
And then my dad was like, okay, we're low in food. We can't live like this. We're gonna die in here if we don't get any more. My dad and my sister go out and they go and get food.
Okay.
It was about 4 days since they'd went out to get some food. And my mum and I and my brothers started panicking. Just like, something has happened. They are not okay. I just lost all my hope. And I was like, well, there's nothing to do now. So let's just pray to God and see what happens.
Oh no, don't tell me anything happened.
But then a miracle happened. My dad came back from the house, and without my sister, he was just crying and he was really injured. Without my sister, I've realised why God has taken her up, and I realised that she'll be by my side no matter what. Soon after that, we moved back to England. And now I'm 13 years old and I live a happy life. Life is good. And just know, if you're going through war and anything, it will get better.
Oh no, that's so horrible. Oh my goodness, that's something that no child should have to go through, man. Man, that's so sad. I feel so bad. She didn't come back. Did a terrorist kill a young girl? Who would do that? Oh my god, man! That the world is a messed up place, man. man, this poor girl, I feel horrible. I feel like I want to help her and do something, but like I can't, you know. There's wars going on in this world, you know, and the only thing that I can really do is just really appreciate that, you know, I live in a country where, you know, I'm blessed that we don't have wars like that, and you guys probably live in a country like that too, you know. And the sad thing is that it's not nice like it is for me everywhere in the world. Man, that's such a sad, that is a very sad and upsetting story. I feel so sorry for this girl. All right, the next animation we're going to be watching is My Friend Died in the Parkland, Florida school shooting. If you guys didn't know, there was a school shooting in Florida not long ago. There just feels like there's way too many school shootings going on in America. And like, let's forget about like the political stuff for a moment. Like, school should be a place where children feel safe, where they feel like they're going somewhere to learn and not to be scared, you know. It's school should be a sacred place, and you know, it's sad that there's some horrible, like, not mentally right people out there who, you know, think it's okay that they can bring something like a gun into school. It's horrible, okay? And I can't imagine what this girl's gone through, but let's just watch this animation.
I live in Florida.
Okay.
And I'm sure you heard about the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting yesterday.
She filmed this
Yesterday
the day
was
after.
Valentine's Day. Basically, I had some friends in that school.
It happened on Valentine's Day. No.
Sorry.
Oh no.
The shooter was 19 years old.
Shit.
And one of my friends ended up getting shot.
No.
And she died in the shooting.
No.
And it's really hard for me. Her name was Jamie. I knew her since I was really little. She was like 3 grades higher than me.
No.
She would always give me free candy. She was a freshman in high school. Her first year of an experiment that's supposed to be great ended up in a tragedy. So like I was saying, Jamie, she passed away. She got shot. And her dead body is all over the internet, the news,
No.
Snapchats, Instagram, social medias. That dead body used to all go viral was her on the floor in a pile of blood, all dead. And today is the memorial for the Stoneman Douglas High School. For all those victims who got hurt, for all the ones who died, all the ones who are in critical condition. I've been crying nonstop because, you know, it's just a really hard situation to deal with when somebody that you knew for a really long time just passes away like that.
Oh.
It's just really tough to deal with. But I know Jamie is in a better place. She's happier, she's safer, and hopefully God has his hands down on the families that are suffering, the victims that are fighting for their lives, and hopefully nothing like this will ever happen again.
Jeez. Man, that's so horrible. And look, there she is, man, Jamie. Oh man, that's I have no words, because it's like something that, like, I feel is so traumatizing, and like no child should go through that. And you know, like, what's so upsetting is that it's a child, you know, and sorry, and like a child's life, it's like they've got their whole lives ahead of them. Yeah, it's just unfair that their lives are taken away like that. It's something that, like, they couldn't do anything about, and that, like, no one deserves to be no one deserves to have their life taken away like that. You know, everyone should have the right to a full life, and it's just horrible. It's one of the saddest things that is happening in our generation, you know, because it's innocent school kids, you know, and it's just a sad thing, you know. And I really do hope in time, you know, that this sort of stuff never does happen again in America, because you know, it breaks my heart every time I see that this kind of thing happens, and I think it happens way too often. I don't want to live in a world where something like this happens. You know, it's not what I expect 2018 to be like. It's just sad, man. Anyway, I feel so bad, you know, that the guts needed to do this animation. Man, I have a lot of respect. It's a sad time. Anyway, let's just move on. So the next animation we're going to be watching is An Older Boy Took Advantage of Me. And this sounds horrible, but, you know, these kind of things do happen rarely, you know. And I feel, you know, if you're a young girl or even a young boy, and you feel like someone has taken advantage of you because of their age, it's very serious, and it's not fair to you. You know, I feel like every child has a little bit of innocence with them, you know, and like no one should take advantage of that innocence. And you should, you know, tell people about it. But yeah, I'm sure that's what this girl did. But let's just see her story.
I remember I was at my step-aunt's house from my little sister's father's side of the family, and I was watching TV with my step-cousins, two young girls and the eldest boy.
So this is a step-brother.
Time passes and the two girls have left, and I'm left alone with the eldest boy.
That's
watching
a step-brother?
TV while the adults are outside cooking.
No.
He reaches over and puts his arm around me, telling me how I'm beautiful and things like that.
Oh no, ew.
Keep in mind that I was 9 and he was probably in high school. I was so uncomfortable, but I just sat there and said, thanks, I guess.
Oh.
After a few more compliments and some small talk, he leans in and he kisses me.
Oh.
Being 9 and shy, I just sat there like an idiot. When I went home, I didn't tell my mom.
No.
I thought that if I told her, she would be disgusted and wouldn't love me anymore. I thought that she would just blame me for not doing anything. So I just kept it to myself.
No parent would act like that, I feel. You know, like I said, you're a child. You are the victim, you know, and like even if it is something really small, you know, like you shouldn't be forced or pushed into a corner to do anything you don't want to do. You know, you need to be very wary of the people that you trust in your life. You know, like there's some people in this world who aren't just like genuinely nice people, and like who are like evil. You know, and they do evil things, and you know, you need to be careful for these sort of people, because they can pretend to be a nice person, but in reality they can, you know, they can be not. You know, it could be all a facade that you have no idea until it's too late.
So I just kept it to myself.
Oh, that's so sad.
Since I didn't tell my mom right then and there, it continued.
Yeah, of course it will.
The next time I went there, I was playing with some young girls, and I went inside to go to the bathroom. While I was washing my hands, he steps in, and he was like, "Oh, hey, sorry, I didn't know you were in here." And I was like, "Oh, it's okay." But he didn't leave. He steps closer, and I put my hands on his chest, stopping him and saying, "Wait, I don't want to." And he told me that it was okay and that I wouldn't get in trouble.
Oh, no.
And he kisses me, and he made me do things I didn't want to do. 4 years pass, and now I'm 13 years old, and my mom and stepfather are separated. I was happy that I wouldn't go over there anymore, but I can feel that the guilt is still there.
Oh no. No, it's not your fault.
And a few months ago, at lunch with my mom, I'm telling myself, tell her. She'll understand.
She will.
Tell her. And
Please.
that's exactly what I did. Surprisingly, she was in the same situation I was when she was younger.
No.
She hugged me while I cried.
No.
She told me that it was going to be okay and that she loves me no matter what.
Man, it must be so hard as a parent to listen to that, you know, because like, you know, I don't have a child, but like as a parent, you would want to protect your children no matter what, and you know, it would break my heart knowing that someone has done that to my daughter. You know, it's horrible. I think I said it before, but like, there's some evil people in this world, you know, and you need to be careful who you trust. I'm sorry that this girl had to go through that, but I think she did the right thing, and telling her mum, because not only, you know, it made her feel better, you know, it probably made your mum feel a lot better that you weren't, you know, keeping this from her, you know, and your mum would probably want to do anything to help you in that sort of situation. It's just horrible. It's just a horrible thing that sometimes happens, but I feel like it's not going to stop unless we like teach, you know, why it's wrong in schools. And I feel like, you know, that way boys will understand that, you know, consent is something that means everything, you know, and you can't just take what you want, you know. It's horrible, and it does happen, and you know, and hopefully we'll live in a world one day where that kind of thing doesn't happen, because it's sad. It's sad to hear stuff like that. All right, the next animation we're going to be watching is I Didn't Feel Safe at Home or in School. Now, this story sounds horrible because, you know, like, if you've got a terrible life at home, school sometimes might be the place to sort of feel normal again. But when, you know, you feel like you can't turn to either, it gets hard, and, you know, you need to be like a really strong minded person to sort of get through that, you know, and don't let it like affect you mentally and physically, you know. But yeah, let's watch this animation.
I had an older sister and a younger brother.
Okay.
Every time my sister or my brother did activities and I wanted to join in, I was always either too old or too young, because being a middle child can sometimes be like that.
Yeah.
Although I love my mom very much and I knew she cared about me, just at times I felt like she loved me a lot less than the other two. My parents divorced. My mother ended up meeting a new person who didn't like me, my brother, very much. If we didn't do what he wanted, he would hit us very hard. One time he hit me so hard that I got knocked out. He was like this for a few years. It got to the point where I had to actually end up calling the police on him. But the police believed him because apparently I'm a child and I was just doing childish and making excuses. It just sucks as a child sometimes when you're not believed because of your age.
When
I was in school, things weren't easy either. Because of what was going on at home, I had really low self-esteem and people would bully me for being scared and by myself. For an entire year, I had no friends at school. I used to sit by a tree by myself and eat my lunch.
That's so sad.
People would point and laugh at me and call me a loner
and they
and a
bully
loser.
him too.
And I didn't know how to react to that. I just sat there and cried. So I didn't feel safe anywhere. When I went home, it was hell. When I went to school, it was hell. I felt like I had nothing. Nothing whatsoever. After time, the thing with my stepdad, I saw him about to hit my brother. I stepped in the way and told him, no, you can't do that. Although this got me into even more of a situation that I couldn't get out of. And he ended up hitting me really hard that day. But I'm just glad it wasn't my brother and it was me instead. He did apologize in the end for everything that he did, but shouldn't have happened, but still, it's an apology. Throughout my life, I'd just been kind of an outcast. Nobody really liked me. But I just kept trying, and I kept trying and pushing myself to be out there and be more confident. And to a point where somebody actually ended up approaching me and started talking to me. And this was the first proper friend I ever had. He introduced me to more people, and I ended up getting more and more friends and becoming, quotation mark, a popular kid. And people actually started to like me, and I felt so much more confident about myself and happier.
Good.
Things were starting to go well in my life. Stuff at home had been starting to get better. Been getting along better with my brother and my sister. My mum had been treating me more evenly and exactly the same as the others. I felt like I was part of the family again. I just kept staying strong in the inside, and I didn't let all this completely take me down. Although at times I felt so defenseless and worthless, I was able to push myself to a point where I was able to get myself out there and be myself. And where I am today is very confident.
Good.
I'm happy with myself and I'm happy with who I am.
Oh, that's so good to hear. Oh man, yeah. It's like I can't imagine what that guy goes through. I think like the advice that I would give in the, sort of these situations is that like if you see a kid getting bullied, you know, or you see like one of your friends maybe, or just anyone being mean to anyone, like I think something that you need to remember is that like people have lives outside of school, you know, and you don't know what like struggles some people in your life are going through, you know, like that you walk into school and, you know, you got a brave face on, but you don't really know what's happening at home, you know. And like I would like to think that these kids that were bullying this guy wouldn't do it if he knew the hardships he was going through at home. Some children are very inconsiderate, I feel, and you know that's what bullies come from, you know. But yeah, it's sad to see and to hear that this sort of stuff happens, you know. I would like to think any kids watching right now would never do anything to hurt anyone else's feelings or harm them in any sort of way, you know, because you know when we're not moving forward as a society, you know, if you don't start treating people with a little bit more respect and treating them a bit more like human beings, you know. All right, the next animation we're going to be watching is My Life with CP, cerebral palsy. Okay, so I'm guessing this is a condition that this girl is going through, and this animation is telling us how she managed to live her life with this. Like, I have no idea what this condition is, but I'm sure we'll find out by watching this animation. Okay, Mandy is 17 years old and she has cerebral palsy, also known as CP, is caused by an okay, well that's too fast. Cerebral palsy, also known as CP, is caused by abnormal development of part of the brain or by damage to parts of the brain that control movement and muscle coordination. Okay, so she has trouble, you know, moving and activating her muscles. Its symptoms affect the way people walk and talk. Mandy's mum is helping to tell her story. Okay.
I have cerebral palsy.
Cerebral palsy.
Or it's called CP.
Okay.
And I was born with CP. Almost died at the hospital.
Jeez.
I never gave up. I spent 7 days in the NICU.
Wow.
And my parents were finally able to take me home on Thanksgiving Day. My first elementary school, I would fall down and the kids would laugh at me and call me stupid.
What?
And what problem do you have?
Oh no, some kids are so horrible. Like like this kind of stuff would never happen in my school, and it's sad that some schools this would happen. Why would you laugh and point out someone's disability like that? Utterly heartless and horrible. And you know, I know kids can be quite insensitive sometimes and they haven't really developed like that many emotions, but like, you know, I'm glad videos like this exist, you know, so you can understand stuff like this. And you know, just put yourself in her shoes, you know how hard it is for her. She didn't choose to be like this, you know, she was born that way. And you know, a little bit of empathy, you know, goes a long way.
I cried.
No.
And my teacher was most mean.
What kind of teacher is this? Oh my god, this is horrible.
Scared. And called names.
Oh my god.
I began to hate school.
I don't blame you.
And I cried and I was depressed and
That's
upset.
so sad.
And I wanted to stay home. Mom said, "What happened?"
Aww.
And I told Mom. And so we went to look at a different school. And it was awesome.
Oh, great.
A lot of deaf people.
Wow.
And I was not alone. And a few had CP too.
Jeez.
I learned a lot. I had friends. And I played baseball.
That's amazing.
I was good at baseball. And my parents are very proud of me.
Oh. She's playing
I'm
baseball.
happy and not depressed.
Good. Man, that's so beautiful. That's so cute. I can't imagine what it's like to go through that, but she's a smart girl, you know. She's 17 years old, and you know she can construct proper sentences. You know, it's nothing to do, you know, mentally. It's literally is just physically and man, like I said before, you know, I just wish kids would empathize a lot more. You know, I'm glad she moved schools and she was around kids who did understand what she was going through, because she was surrounded by other kids who were also going through their own problems. You know, they said some were deaf, you know, some had CP2, you know, and like those are the kind of kids that they would empathize with the other kids, because they know how hard it is to live their life, you know, with their conditions, you know. And I feel it's just sad. Some kids, you know, they like, if a kid's mean like that, they just don't understand what like a girl like this is going through. It's just sad, you know. It's just so sad that the world's like that, you know. But like I said before, the only way we can improve on that is just, you know, empathize a little bit more and understand where these people are coming from and their battles like this, man. What a beautiful video, man. I've learned so much about this condition, you know, and what a great video. All right, the last animation that we're going to be watching is how do I make kids stop bullying me? And like, this is so sad. It's so sad that some kids get bullied out there, you know, and like I know the first thing a kid would think is just like, why me? Why is this happening? And they just want it to stop, you know. But let's watch this animation first, and then I can sort of give my advice.
When I went to middle school, it's when bullying really started to hit me. I used to be called names, I got cyberbullied a lot, and it made me feel really bad. After I survived middle school, I finally started getting into my near freshman years. And the bullying and cyberbullying gets way, way worse than it was. Used to get called really offensive names. I got picked on for no apparent reason. People made me feel really bad about myself. And I see people at my school doing things to themselves, like wanting to commit suicide, and then seeing them cut themselves with knives on their arms and legs. It made me feel really bad. And then when I'm thinking about doing it, I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. So I just forget about all those mean thoughts. But the bullying continues over and over again. One day, we were playing kickball, and while I was running to a base, a kid accidentally ran into me. I fell to the floor and hit my head straight on the ground. When I hit the ground, I blacked out for a little while, and I woke up and I started crying because it really, really hurt. Turns out I went to the doctor and I had a concussion. Almost broke the orbital bone around my eye. So after that, I just kind of played it off, and I'm like, hey, I got a concussion. I mean, look at my face. I actually got bullied a lot.
No way.
I got called names. A kid made a really bad post about it, and he said, this is what an unathletic kid looks like. And I was really upset. I used to fake being sick to go home just so I can go and lay in my room or just not go to school or cry or something like that. And when I try to do stuff, like, none of the teachers would do anything for me. They would just, you know, say, we'll just give them a warning, and, you know, if they stop, then it's good, right? No, it never stopped, and it's still going on. I still get bullied almost every day. I wish it would stop sometime soon, but I don't think it's going anywhere.
And that's it. That's the, oh my God. Like, yeah, I think a lot of advice that is given to kids is to go to like a parent or to a teacher, you know, but like, you know, I feel like some kids, you know, they just don't listen, you know, and I feel like like the only way like it's going to stop is if we just stop tolerating it and raising people who are bullies, you know, like if I saw a post like that on my timeline, you know, I would be furious whoever would do that, you know, like I don't care who would make that post, you know, to make someone feel like that, you know, online especially. It's like, you know, I feel like the responsibility is on us, you know, as the kids, as like the spectators and all this, you know, if you see anyone in school who is sad and out and depressed and like alone, you know, just talk to them, be friends with them, because like it would mean a lot more to them than how hard it is to just do it yourself, you know. Just go talk to them, you know, and you know, just be there for these people, and if you see it, do something about it, because it's just as bad letting people treat other people like this, you know. No one should be treated like this, you know. No one has the right to make anyone feel like that, you know. And I do hope that this kid will get through this, you know, and I'm glad he had that mentality of not wanting to hurt himself, because, you know, the people who do hurt themselves, you know, it's a cry out for help, you know, and it often doesn't really help. It in fact, it just makes things a hell of a lot worse, you know. Please do not harm yourself. It's just not the right thing to do, and I'm glad this boy was just, you know, very adamant on the fact that he wasn't going to harm himself, because he knew he was better than that, you know, and you are better than that, you know. Yeah, life's hard, man. Life's always hard, but you know, you have to stick through it, you know, because if you don't stick through it, then you know, then what's the point? You know. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end the video there. Yeah, I picked a lot of sad animations this time. I didn't really like find any of them funny. I didn't pick any funny ones, but good that we watched this. You know, I've learned a lot. You know, I felt like I've given some good advice, and yeah, Story Booth are doing something amazing right now. You know, they're showing such great messages, you know, and you know, I'm sure a lot of you have already subscribed to their channel. They post one video a week, so you might as well subscribe to them. But yeah, other than that, that's about it. You know, if this video reaches like 50,000 likes, I will do another Story Booth. But I think I'm done. You know, I think I've watched like most of their stuff, and I think you guys will watch the rest. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.